Welcome back. Today's explainer is all about the holy grail for creators. We are talking about OTT distribution deals. If you've ever found yourself wondering how the business side of streaming actually works behind all those closed doors, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to demystify the exact path from having a finished film sitting on your hard drive to actually securing a paid licensing deal. So let's just jump right in. So, how do you secure paid licensing today? I mean, this is the ultimate question, right? You've spent months, maybe even years, writing, shooting, and finally wrapping production on your passion project. You're probably thinking the hard part is over. Well, actually, scratch that. Navigating the modern distribution landscape, that can feel a bit like trying to solve a puzzle in the dark. How do you get your work out of the editing bay and onto the screens of millions of people? And, crucially, get paid for it. Let's be real for a second. The market is fiercely competitive right now. There is an absolute oversaturation of content, and streaming platforms are seriously tightening their acquisition budgets. So just having a good movie doesn't cut it anymore. You need a highly tactical strategy to break through the noise. And that brings us to the roadmap. If you want to unlock the pathways to major platforms, we're talking Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, Hotstar, Apple TV+, all the big hitters, you absolutely need a clear, actionable plan. Think of this as your visual treasure map. Throughout this explainer, we're going to extract the core strategies right out of this framework, showing you the exact route from a raw file on your computer straight to a blockbuster deal. Okay, so what exactly is an OTT distribution deal? Well, over-the-top distribution deals represent a massive shift in how filmmakers monetize their work. Look at the core elements here: your film, your rights, their platform, global reach, real revenue. I want to highlight that second point, retaining your rights while actually generating real revenue. That is huge. You know, in the old days of traditional distribution, filmmakers often had to just sign away their intellectual property forever, literally giving up ownership just for the privilege of being seen. No way, not anymore. Today, a smart OTT deal means you're partnering with a platform to get that global reach, but you are keeping the long-term value of your IP entirely intact. It's a total game changer. Here's how we're going to break this all down today. First, we'll look at the OTT licensing opportunity. Then, Phase 1, the preparation. Next, Phase 2, the pitch. After that, securing the deal. And finally, maximizing your global reach. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the OTT licensing opportunity. So the high-level life cycle of getting your story to the world comes down to 5 basic steps: understand, prepare, pitch, close, and get paid. And listen, you absolutely cannot skip a step here. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons independent filmmakers fail to secure distribution is that they rush straight to the pitch phase before they've even prepared, or before they truly understand what the market wants. It's like trying to run a marathon without tying your shoes. You can't pitch before you prepare, and you definitely won't get paid before you close the deal. Respecting this chronological order is exactly what separates the amateurs from the working professionals. Moving right along to Section 2, Phase 1, the preparation. All right, let's look at the foundational steps. Step 1, understand the market. Now, this goes way beyond just knowing the names of the streaming services. You have to deeply analyze their current content needs. A fantastic trick here: look at what platforms have recently acquired from third-party distributors, not just the massive originals they produce in-house. Step 2 is prepare your package, which we'll drill into in a second. And Step 3, identify platforms. You need to target the platforms that specifically match your film's genre, its budget, the language, and the target audience. Finding that exact alignment between what you've created and what they are desperately trying to buy, well, that's the secret sauce to actually landing a meeting. So you're preparing your package. What exactly goes into it? You're going to need a professional pitch deck, a captivating trailer, a tight synopsis, your cast and crew details, and your final technical deliverables. But hey, let's talk about the standard of quality for a second. For a seasoned buyer, a professional pitch deck isn't just a bunch of pretty behind-the-scenes photos. It needs hard data. It needs specific market comparisons and a deep understanding of your audience demographics. And your trailer? It has to instantly hook an executive who has probably watched, 50 other trailers that week. Your synopsis needs to nail the core conflict in just a few sentences. Bringing this exact, highly polished arsenal to the table signals that you aren't just an artist, you're a business professional ready for a real licensing deal. All right, Section 3, Phase 2, the pitch. Okay, this is where the action happens. Pitching with impact. This means targeting the exact right decision makers with a crystal clear value proposition. Look, sending a generic email blast to some random info address with a Vimeo link, yeah, that is a guaranteed one-way ticket to the spam folder. You have to craft a pitch that resonates with the buyer's ultimate business goals. It's not about convincing them your film is a cinematic masterpiece. It's about tying your film's specific niche audience directly to their subscriber growth or their monthly retention metrics. You've got to show them exactly how your project solves a problem for them, how it fills a gap in their programming, or how it attracts a highly engaged demographic they are actively trying to court. Now for the climax of the process. Section 4. Securing the deal. Let's demystify some of this intimidating legal jargon. When you are negotiating, there are 5 crucial levers you have to understand. First up, territory. This one is massive. Geographic regions where the film can be shown. If you limit the territory to, say, just North America, you can take that exact same film and sell it again to a platform in Europe, and then again in Asia. You're effectively multiplying your revenue streams. It's brilliant. Next, we have rights and license period. What specific permissions are you granting and for how long? A 1-year, 3-year, or 5-year window. Then there's exclusivity. Can your film be shown on competing platforms? A non-exclusive deal might pay a little less upfront, but it lets you cast a much wider net. And finally, fees and revenue share. Are you getting a flat licensing fee upfront or a percentage of the streaming revenue based on watch hours? Mastering how these 5 levers interact is absolutely crucial. It's how you secure a genuinely smart, profitable deal. So, you've pitched with impact, you've negotiated smartly, and now you reach the final operational steps. Deliver, distribute, and get paid. I really want to emphasize the delivery aspect here. Passing quality control, or QC, during the final delivery phase is often the most technical and honestly the most overlooked hurdle in this whole shebang. Every platform has incredibly strict audio and video standards. If your audio mix is even slightly off or your subtitle files aren't perfectly synced up, your film is getting kicked right back to you. Nailing this delivery ensures a smooth launch, and more importantly, it's the trigger that tells the accounting department to finally cut your check. And that brings us to our final section, Section 5, maximizing your global reach. When we step back and look at the broader ecosystem, using a dedicated platform accelerator or an OTT marketplace offers some huge benefits over just trying to lone wolf it. First, it accelerates your global reach, getting your film in front of millions worldwide so much faster. Second, better deals. You're working with verified buyers who are actively hunting for content, which helps ensure you get the best market value. And that directly leads to maximum revenue, letting you monetize with the absolute best licensing opportunities out there. But honestly, perhaps the most critical benefit? It's safe and transparent. Doing direct cold email deals can be super risky. A centralized marketplace usually has standardized contracts and secure payment structures, which takes a ton of the legal risk right off your plate. Essentially, it's all about plugging your unique content directly into their established worldwide network. As we wrap up this roadmap, I want to leave you with this ultimate synergy of OTT distribution. Your story, their platform. Let's make it a blockbuster deal. You bring the creative fire, you do the heavy lifting of producing the art, and they bring the massive digital infrastructure. When you align those two things perfectly through a smart licensing agreement, you create incredible success. It's a win-win. You now have the structured knowledge, you know the exact deliverables required, and you have a solid grasp on those vital negotiation levers. The roadmap is laid out right in front of you. So here's the real question. Are you ready to list your movie and reach the world? Is your film's pitch package actually built to secure a smart deal right now, or is it just sitting on a hard drive gathering digital dust? It is time to take everything you've learned today and take full control of your distribution quest. Thanks so much for learning with me, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.